Mike. Hi! How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. I need to get this chat going here because apparently I wasn't connected. All right. Hello, hello, hello. You own the deck? Nice. Hello. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope you are well. I hope you are being well fed. Everything is feeling good in your body. Yeah, I'm playing around with it. I'm having an existential crisis about what I want to do with my hair and everything, and I'm like, oh, let's just put this baby in. Let's just see how we feel. My hair is driving me nuts. I need like a big chop. Summer's coming, and I'm ready. I need a change. I just don't know what I want to do. Maybe y'all can help me out with that. The audio not good? Oh, thank you. All right, Lunar, let me know, and then I'll see if there's anything. I can't see anything going crazy on my end. Do I have a voice thing on? Can you hear me now? This is why I try. Weird. Let's see. Is this one on? No, it's not on. I swear. Oh no! Higher pitched. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can fix something here. Shoot. Higher pitched. Dang it. I don't know how to fix it. Oh no, I don't want to sound like a chipmunk. No! Hold on. Hold on. Let's try turning this off and see. Does that sound any better? God, I don't want to sound like a chipmunk. No. Good Lord. Let's see. Hopefully. Oh. Is there any difference now? Thanks, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know what is going on. I swear I didn't mess with anything. Because, like, once I figure out a good, a good situation, I leave it. I don't want to mess with it because I don't know what I'm doing. And yet I'm a professional. You know, I'll take it. I will take it. I'm so sorry. We're just going to have to deal because your girl can't seem to figure anything out. So I apologize. But yeah, we're going to have to just deal with it. Push through. I'm sorry. Shoot. I remembered to actually turn the mic on though, so there's that. Listen, I'm trying, like, your girl's losing her hair, like, I'm thinning from the stupid COVID, and I'm about ready to shave it off, and, like, the stress of that just alone, I'm like, ugh! So, yeah, I need a new transformation, and we're trying things. We're figuring out as it goes. Well, my phone is nearby. Yeah, because that's what I film on. All right. Well, it's 6 o'clock. Let's start, or I should say the top of the hour, because not everybody's in the same time zone. But we shall start. And, if tonight's the night where tech doesn't want to work, we're going to roll with it. That's just how it works. Alrighty. Switching over. All right, so we're going to take a look at the Bestiary Oracle cards today. This is by Maia Toll, and the artwork is illustrated by Kate O'Hara. So, for those of you who are not aware, we have gone over the herbiary a couple days ago, and I did a video on the crystallary, and they are gorgeously illustrated, very well done, I think, as far as giving enough information. So this one is going to be all about the animals. So 36 cards of inspiring animals. And as always, before we get into it, if you go into the description box, if you're on YouTube, you will find where you can purchase this legitimately in the description box below. So if you're interested, if you want to check out and want to know where you can, it's always going to be in the description box in every single one of my videos that I do, as well as my link tree where you can find all of my social medias if you haven't already started following me on all of those guys, and as well as my Etsy shop that I do private readings. So I know some of you have already gotten readings from me there, so I appreciate you guys so much. Everything goes back into this channel, guys, so I appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you. All right, so let's get into this deck. We'll unbox it together. It says, "Let the wisdom of the wild animals guide you. Powerful teachings await when we open our hearts to the animals who share this earth with us." Originated for the best-selling book, The Illustrated Bestiary, these richly illustrated oracle cards invite you to connect with the guidance of 36 powerful animals. Tap into the wisdom of the animals for growth and renewal. We also have an instructional booklet, and let's see. Oh, we can get it in there. Published by Story Focus. $19.99 in the US, and apparently things just don't want to work today. So it opens with this flip top, and we're going to get into it. Here is the little book. So we got some spreads in here. We got 1 card, 2 card, the crossing, calling in guidance with another 2 card. And then that's it, and it goes into each little animal, which we will take a look at deeper once we're done with the flip through. So the backs are all the same, and I kind of like that cohesiveness because you can see there's crystals and herbs and animals in the back of this. So they kind of all flow really well together, but it does get a little dicey when you're using all of them together. I used both the crystallary and the herbiary in the January pick a card that's coming. And I think it's on its way on Monday. All right, see everybody chatting here real fast. They're gorgeous cards. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to try to get all of the other box set stuffs as well, just so we can kind of compare and contrast. And I want to just double check here. There we go. There. Okay. Cute. And the cardstock is actually pretty thick, but it's still flexible. Like with the other ones, I don't think I would like it if they were like a 60 card deck, because it would be very difficult to shuffle. Oh, they were? Jeez. Yeah, there's a bunch of books that coincide with the decks too separately, and I believe that there's like a whole collection box plus the Wild Companion. Like there's so many. I have to like purchase all of them just to see what's going on. Okay, there we go. I got a new little phone stand thing here so we could see better, and I have more room, and today's the first time using it for the live, so I hope it's decent. I love that. That is stunning. Ooh. Oh wow, that is a good deal. It's like $10 off. I love this. Cute. I'm a sucker for animal decks. I'm a sucker for anything nature based. Oh, nice. I've heard of Roblox, but I'm so out of the loop. I haven't played Animal Crossing, and that was my go-to. And I should have played it while I was sick with COVID, or the Panini. Sorry, YouTube. Um, but I just it was like I couldn't even focus. So yeah, that's pretty much the only game I play at the moment, and I'm not even playing it. Cute. I don't mind most insects, I'll say. Wow, oysters. Deal with the dirt. Kind of like it. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff now that you can kind of hustle on the side for, and I kind of like that. Mario Kart. Oh, this is really cool. Yeah, I don't mind spiders. I don't mind beetles. Like, the kind of bugs that you encounter when you're gardening, I don't much mind because, I'm in their space and it's only natural. It's the ants that I mind, and they're the most like innocuous, right? They're the ones that really aren't that harmful, depending on the type. Um, but yeah, I cannot. This is so cute. I cannot deal with ants. One, okay. The rest of them together, mm-mm. Nope. Cute. I've had lots of really horrible experiences with ants, though, so we're not good. We will never be good. And where I live, we pretty much live on a ginormous ant hill, so it's one of those things that we're constantly battling. So much fun. Yeah, like I'm fine. I try not to kill the or like stomp on them or anything if it's like a spider in my house because like spiders can be beneficial, um, but I will take them and move them outside. Katie did. Cute. So we have a couple different owls. We have the Grecian pox in the back. That's really cute. Hercules. There's just so much to look at in each card, and it's just really well illustrated. Gorgeous. Yeah, I don't want to hurt him, yeah. I just have a lot of plants in my home that I don't want to find little critters in. Yeah, it makes sense if that were Athena. Cute. These orcas, man, they're so cute looking, but oh, they're vicious. They're so vicious. Oh man, the stories I've heard. Oh, listen, once you start with one plant, it quickly becomes 500. so hard to care for as if you just need to, like, oh, I froze. Hold on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Um, the plants aren't so hard to care for. It's just that you need to research what type of plant that is and to make sure that you're able to provide that care for it. Because there are some plants that, like, oh, they look beautiful and they're, beneficial for certain things. But if your environment can't support it, much like with everything else, then it's not going to thrive. So, as much as I would love certain plants like the bromeliads are tropic plants, and ferns are very much, ferns are my downfall, but I love them. So it's just one of those things where you just have to do a little research before you purchase and know that it's going to take a little bit of give and take to kind of figure out a routine and that sort of a thing. But I highly recommend, if you are wanting to start that route, to really put your effort into getting like a low maintenance plant like a pothos, which is one of these. Sorry, I know I'm getting sidetracked, but this is one of my passions. So a pothos legitimately can thrive in whatever light you give it. All plants are not low lights. There's not really a low light plant. So it cannot thrive in a dark bathroom. But it will tell you when it needs to be watered because the leaves will curl in on themselves. They pretty much take care of themselves and will grow however, and they're beautiful and they vine. It's a great starter plant. So if you're wondering whether or not you can take care of it, you absolutely can. And I am just technologically challenged today. It's just like freezing up. All right. Yay. That fox is gorgeous. We've got otters. Yeah, invasive plants too. Yeah, be careful because some plants are gorgeous, like ivy, and ivy vines, and it's beautiful, and most of the time it's hardy. But you do not want to plant that in the ground in your area because it's considered invasive, and it will just like take over. It's known to crush piping and the not the roots, but the aerial roots of it all. They can like climb, and you just cannot get rid of it. Wow, we have like 3 owls. I don't know how I feel about that in one deck with 36 cards. Just a thought. I love that though. Mint absolutely will take over. Had that happen to me last year. It was fantastic until it died. Oh, I look at those like kind of like crystals. When crystals go missing or they break, it's kind of like your plant served its purpose in a way. Like there's an old wives' tale, which I consider a witchy tale, where if you've been giving your plant care and you've been providing for it, and it all of a sudden dies or it's not thriving like it used to, it's soaking up the negativity that was directed toward you. So if someone were, you know, let's just say for all intents and purposes, someone casted a negativity energy spell or whatever toward you, whatever you want to believe, that plant like dodges it for you and will soak up that energy, because plants really are these amazing things that they know about their environment, right? So if you're losing a plant, or a plant, unfortunately crosses over, it's don't look at it like you failed. Don't look at it like, you can't, find another one, or you're not a good plant parent. It happens. It's nature. It's a cycle, right? And so look at it as, it was protecting you and it served its purpose and it moved on. So same like a crystal, where if it cracks and it breaks, it did what it was supposed to do with its job. Yeah, very Greenwich vibes. Absolutely. You can't even tell that there's a tortoise in there. Where is it? Oh, right there. Okay. Oh, God, I am blind. Oh, look at these babies. Cute. Yeah. I'm a huge plant person. And I never thought I could be a plant person. I started with succulents too, and I overwatered, and then I stopped watering. Like, I did everything wrong because I didn't research anything beforehand. I just thought, oh yeah, cool. Like, they don't need that much attention. Well, I smothered them, and I also was a very aloof person. So it just takes time learning, and it takes knowing what type of plant you got. And if you are unsure about the house plant, it's always a good idea to like join like a Facebook group about house plants, or do some research. Ask people that you know that are plant people, because a lot of the times too, like if you go shopping at big box store nurseries and stuff like that, sometimes the plant will just be like having the name tag of house plant or tropical plant or foliage, and it doesn't give you any of the correct info. So you're left with like trying to figure out what exactly this plant is and what it needs. So don't give yourself more work to do. Figure out what your vibe is and the area in the house where you would like the plant, and then research those elements. So if you have like one source of light, low light, medium light, whatever the case may be, if it's a hot environment, it probably won't thrive unless it's a tropical one, those sorts of things. And then, each plant has its own watering schedule at times. Like, yeah, it's a lot. It can be a lot, but start off small, and then it'll eventually turn into a full-blown addiction. All right, can I get a card to read for, there we go, Ask and You Shall See, and look at that, it's the orca. All right, so they are always going to be in alphabetical order. There is no table of contents, so we're just going to read here for orca. Dive under the surface. When you look at the ocean or the surface of a lake, the first thing you see is a reflection of the sky. The water's surface is a mirror hiding the depths. When you dive deep, you discover there are worlds within worlds below that mirrored surface. Underwater is its own magical kingdom, a world with love and song and family. In the language of the Lumi Nation of the Pacific Northwest, the word for orca translates as the people beneath the sea. Orca holds up a mirror showing us another possible world, one with different ways of communicating and creating family. Orca asks, what is possible when you dive under the surface? Are there other ways to live and be? Can you create an alternate world for yourself? I get like shadow work vibes with this card for sure. I don't know about you, but like, yeah, what is possible if you dive underneath the surface? Well, that's shadow work, right? Okay, so what do you guys think? Let's take a pause and figure out what your thoughts are on this. If this is something that you would want to purchase, do you prefer this one over the other two? What out of the three do you like the best, or would you see yourself working with? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Absolutely, Lyson. We'll pull cards right after we have a little discussion about what we think. This may mean I have to learn more about my new trainer, horseback riding trainer. Yeah, I'm in agreement, Syrian. I wish there were a little bit more variety. I feel like the sentiment is there, and there were really good choices, but I feel like there were too many owls. I feel like maybe one, one owl is okay. Because again, it's 36 cards, so that's a limited amount of animals, right? I think I prefer the herbiary one too. Thanks, Rowan. Trying to look out the box, the herb one for sure. I love it. Yeah, and that's the thing. They're stunningly packaged. I think it's a great package. The little flip top, it really does stay closed. I have other flip top boxes that do not. The one video that we did today on the channel, the Disney Princess Affirmations, it doesn't want to stay closed. So for me, it's not a big deal, but it's nice knowing that like the box will actually stay shut if I'm taking it somewhere or pulling it off the shelf. It's not just gonna explode on me. But yeah, the packaging is beautiful. The illustrations are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're fun and different looking, but approachable. And you know what? I don't blame them for being a fave. I don't blame the owls for being a favorite. Not at all. But yeah, it's just I feel like let's see. Where are the let's just pull out the cards. The owl cards. Okay, so there's one. Wasn't even paying attention to the... Oh, we have a human? I didn't even look at that. Alright, let's see. Sometimes I just glaze over at the chat when we're live so I can pay attention and forget that I'm supposed to be looking at the card deck. I know there was another owl in here somewhere. Ah. We have a lot of birds, too. I think this has to be my favorite, though. The red fox. I'm a foxy person. I love them. But yeah, so we have three owls. Even though they're different owls, I feel like maybe we could have used a different one for Listen to Spirit and Get Creative. I don't know. I like the little owl being for the key into wisdom, but I feel like these two could have been replaced by a different animal. Let me know what your thoughts are, because I would love to know what you would replace an owl for. Hey, Kathy, it's good to have you here. You have the 3 books that came out earlier? Awesome. A lot of snakes and owls? Did I see a lot of snakes? I think maybe, yeah, I think there were 2, right? There's one. See, it's the repetitiveness for me that I'm just like, and we have a sea turtle and a tortoise. So, I mean, I get the point, but again, yeah, we have, tortoise. Where's the other snake? I thought I saw another snake too. Oh, there it was, right in the bottom. Okay, so yeah, we have Daring and Delight, and then Grow Your Truth. I mean, I think I would have been fine. Oh, this is not a snake. There's a snake up there, but it's like a salamander-y thing. But still, the point is valid, that there's a lot of similarities that I think could have been done a little bit differently. It's just my 2 cents. There's so many cultures that are open that feature wonderful and enlightenment folklore. I can't speak today, guys, I swear. What is going on with today? I know a new moon is happening, what, on the 1st? So that's probably all this craziness. Yeah, we can do a collective reading before individual readings, because it seemed like that's what wanted to happen the last time on Wednesday when that one card kept popping out for everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, a tiger would have been fantastic. Always love to see a tiger. I'm not saying that because you're a horse girl. I thought I saw a horse in here. Now that's going to bug me. Sorry, I've got to keep going through because... Yeah. We've got a horse. Transcend yourself. I was like, I thought I saw one. I like, too, that it adds other things in the background that correlates with the animal and what it means. A dog would be great, too. Yeah. Yeah, I think there was only that one snake card specific, but there were snakes, like, in the corner of other cards. I do like that wolf. I think that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, lots of birds, which I'm here for. I feel like possibly more, I don't know. I don't really know what I would add instead. I like the idea of having a dog because I feel like that's common in most cultures to have a dog around. And also, like, I like the added different types of animals in this, like the ones that aren't so common. But at the same time, what's nice about having a deck with a lot of common animals is that people who don't know much about animal medicine or animal spirituality or anything of what that animal relates to, it's nice to kind of put the pieces together for them. So, yeah, I don't know. Bye, Ethan. Have a great night. Oh, yeah, that skunk is just too cute. I love it. I love a good skunk. Yeah, you like this one? I mean, they're all really cute. I mean, but like for all three of them, I don't feel like all three of them need to be in the deck. I'm happy you are making it to the lives too. It's awesome. Black snake, love the rainbows. Gender fluid, self and pride. Love that. Love it. Yes. Lunar New Year's February 1st. Nice. February 1st. See, Rowan knows. She's my astrology queen. I am a rabbit in the Chinese zodiac. Eagle, absolutely, Sharon. Eagle would be a great replacement for one of the owls. Rooster. Oh, roster? Right, yeah. And the dog could have been shown as like the wolf in the background too, like how the tabby had the panther or whatever in the background. Hi, Christina. Yeah, they're beautiful. Hey, over on Twitch, Daniela. Nice to see you. Welcome. Awesome. All right, so let's get a collective reading first. I'm going to just cleanse it so it doesn't give me sass like the last one. The herbiary, man. Sass for days with that. Shoot. All right. Let's get message for the collective here. free your inner fire. Ooh. Okay, so it's the little woodpecker here, Woody Woodpecker. It's an interesting background too with all the clouds. I like the sound bars. Okay. All right, free your inner fire. Woodpecker drums with abandon. He'll tap on trees, rain gutters, and garbage cans. His nose a gift from the gods of storms and thunder. Can you give yourself over to this type of passion? Can you dance the primal rhythm that calls the rain? Our critical minds often get in the way of our creativity and joy. A big part of your brain's job is to keep you safe. And giving in to passion can be dangerous. But the woodpecker has a secret. He wraps his very long tongue around his brain to protect it from the concussive rhythm. What? I didn't know that. That is insane. Nature is metal. Woodpecker is calling you to get in sync, to move and to dance and drum. How can you free your inner fire? Ooh, this is interesting. As a collective, yeah. I think we need to like come back to center a little bit. Again, we're all going crazy with the changes. Daniela, you will be after, let's see, Lyson. I haven't set up Twitch code things yet because I'm technologically challenged. So we kind of have to do things in a list format. So, but yes, Daniela, absolutely. I'll have you right after Lyson. Hi, Mia. So yeah, anyway, back to the woodpecker as a collective. I think that's really cool. I think I'm getting the vibe that we're all like collectively just like trying to cocoon ourselves off and just like push forward. A lot of people that I have been talking to lately have been disassociating. We have all been, myself included, been like just kind of cutting off the world in order to push forward, like that meme with the dog, the cartoon dog in the fire, and everything's on fire and he's just like, this is fine, this is fine. I think collectively we're all just there right now, and this is a call for us to like get back to actually feeling and to like actually accept that it's okay to do some self-care. It's okay to get back to being passionate about things that you love. Like take a risk for being creative again. Take a risk for enjoying life. Like it's okay to enjoy things and bring back the things that you're passionate about. Yes, be cautious. Yes, critical thinking is important, but at the same time, we can't disassociate from things that bring us joy and bring us passion and drive us forward, because in the end, passion is what is the drive, right? It's that masculine force. And right now we've all just been kind of that receptive energy of surrendering to everything. Like, okay, this is just life. This is what we got to do. And we are losing that drive to push forward. So just remember as a collective that we're all going through the same energy, that things seem to be lightening a little bit from what I've been pulling for everybody. And that I think by the end of 2022, collectively, we'll be breathing a bigger sigh of relief. But now it's just pushing back, trying to get back to normal and allowing ourselves to be okay with that. Daniela, no, there's nothing you need to do from your end, sugar. I'll just pull a card for you. Yeah, we have that Pluto return coming. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's going to be wild. I'm really intrigued to see how at least for our United States where I'm from, our Pluto return's coming. And so I'm interested to see, because that's supposed to shift a lot of things around. So, supposedly part of it starting in February, but then there's another part that's coming later possibly in the beginning of next year. So I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on astrology, obviously. I mean, come on, it's me. But I have been like trying to at least read up on what's going on for the next couple of months. So yeah, there's a lot of change coming, but I think we as a collective need to remember exactly who we are again. A lot of us are just too falling in too quickly to that dissociation, which, if that's a survival tactic, absolutely understandable, valid. But at the same time, we also have to get back to being able to enjoy who we are as human beings. We can't constantly live in a closed off, walled position, right? We only got one life. We've got to at least try to be as happy as we can be and enjoy the things that we can within reason. Good night, Surian. Enjoy Mando. I still have to, like, I'm on, like, the third episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Lemon. You need some plants. Get yourself a Pothos. Pothos. You can find them just about in every nursery. And they're pretty inexpensive. Christina, I am so isolated. I live with my husband, have a dog and cat, but my pursuits are solitary. You know what? Listen, that's me. I force myself to be social on social media because right now I can't really be out and about socially, right? It's not really good right now. I used to be a huge social butterfly when I lived in an area with more people that I knew. I'm not in the position now where I know a lot of people in my area. But at the same time, I do shut myself off purposefully because, like, I don't really want to be social. But social media is an easier way for me to interact, but sometimes that can be so overwhelming, right? So it's important to try to put yourself out there a little bit so that you're not walled off in your own little world. But at the same time, like, yes, like, don't let people, like, take all of your energy away from you, but make sure that you are trying to at least connect with the people that are important with you, whether that's by a phone call, social media, or a text message. Sometimes knowing that there are other people that are not in your living environment that care and want to know that you're okay is important, and reaching out is a good way of doing that if they haven't reached out to you, so that you're not isolated in your own head too much. Because again, we can wall ourselves off in many different ways. It's not necessarily just physical. Oh, that's really cool to know, Alyssa. I didn't know that. Yeah, and big self-care energy lately, guys. It's been a big what I'm getting in different readings and with pick a cards. It's like constantly about self-care and getting back to you. And me too. Like when I pull cards for me, it's always talking about like taking time out, resting, healing, and self-care is important. Whether it is just reading a book, spending 5 minutes alone doing breath work, whatever it is that makes you feel like you're giving yourself love, that's extremely important. If you don't, then you risk this dissociation. You risk also burnout. And it can be creative burnout, like we were talking about with the woodpecker. It could be burnout with just stress. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, a lot of scary things, and sometimes the best way to feel good is to get back to center, and sometimes that includes that forcing yourself. If you have to schedule self-care time, do so. It's so important for you to make time for yourself so you can then, especially if you are somebody who gives other people, gives to other people and for other people, like, nurturing energy, like mom energy, that sort of a thing. It's so important that you yourself are having a full battery so that way you're able to give that energy back to other people. Remember, the world is just energy vibing with other energy, right? And so if you're depleted, you have no energy to give. So you need to receive some energy in order for you to use it, right? What is that? It's that's physics, yes? Energy work. The kinetic, that kind of terminology. Um, If I don't want anyone, then why do I feel alone? It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, if you think about it on a purely scientific based thing, right? Humans are social creatures. Humans thrive in a community. Humans thrive when they can see other humans thriving. Humans need contact, whether it's physical, verbal, just sometimes, and I know it's a huge thing in the neurodivergent community, is to just, I think it's called, the terminology is bodying, where it's just another person is just in the room with you. You guys aren't talking, you guys aren't really doing anything, you're both separate doing your own thing, but it helps motivate you to get stuff done because there's somebody else in the room with you. It provides comfort because there's somebody else in the room with you. So on a scientific level, people need people. So when you want to be by yourself, that's fine. But at the same time, when you shut yourself off from everyone else in the world for so long, then yeah, you start to want that. You want the person next to you. That's why body pillows are a huge thing, right? You want that comfort. You want somebody to hold. So remember that it's totally okay to be independent and not to have somebody with you 24/7, but at the same time, you can't isolate. You can't shut yourself off from the world completely because, again, you're human. In order for you to thrive, you need some form of human interaction. That's why, too, like when you go to nursing homes, there's a lot of activities for the elderly because they need that interaction. They need to know that they're not by themselves. So it goes a lot deeper than all of that, but that's just surface level. But yeah. Doing a great job for having and holding these lives for people to connect. Oh, I'm so glad. This helps me too because again, like I said, like I have people, but again, with COVID and everything, like I'm not about to go out and have social times. So it's really great to be able to vibe with other people on the same wavelength. Because again, this is kind of a niche thing. It's becoming more popular and more widely accepted, but it's still a niche thing. So not everybody that I know understands and can vibe with me about it. So it's nice to be able to talk with other people who have similar interests, right? So it's very great. I love it. I'm glad that you guys are getting something out of it and enjoy it because that's what's important. That's why I do what I do because you guys are here. And, I may not be an expert in everything, but I'm knowledgeable in things. So what I am knowledgeable about, I am totally down for helping you guys out. And if it just helps just watching a video or a live of me just talking, like, cool. Like, I'm there. I'm glad that I can be some form of emotional support in that way. Like, I've been told that, like, my voice is soothing. Probably not on this live, but my voice is soothing and that, it's nice that you can put me on in the background and that I just talk. And so that's really very nice to hear. Very comforting for me to know that you guys find comfort in me. So I'm happy to be here for you guys. Absolutely, Rowan. Yeah. So humans thrive when they feel purpose. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's too why a lot of tarot readings are like, what's my life's purpose? And, a lot of people, especially when they hit like their 30s, they start to wonder like, oh, what am I doing? Where's my life direction supposed to go? Like we get deterred and that sort of thing. So yeah, absolutely. Um, Humans want to feel needed. Humans want to know that their time on this planet is valuable and it's needed. And I feel like just knowing that you can be somebody else's just shoulder to talk to vent to, or, you know, again, doing that body exercise where you're just in the room. Like sometimes for my husband and I, like, again, we don't get to do date night or anything really anymore due to this whole thing. But it's nice that we can just, you know, sit on the couch together. He's playing a game and I'm reading, or I'm, you know, responding to you guys or whatever, but we're vibing, and like he'll show a meme to me, I'll show a meme to him, and it's just comfort, you know? It doesn't have to be like constant conversation. You know what? Is sometimes it's fantastic to just put on something sad and cry. I think we were talking about this last live. Sometimes you just need a good cry, and that's okay. Let the emotions out. Sometimes we wall it off so much that we're just like, then it's a stressor, right? And you know, I'm emotional. I will be the first one to tell you I cry at a drop of a hat. But sometimes you just need that extra cry where you're just sobbing and snot's running down your cheeks, and you know, you can't breathe because now your nose is clogged and your eyes are stinging from the makeup that's running down your face. Yeah, sometimes you need that good of a cry just to feel that release. So if you have not tried that yet, I'm not saying like put on like a horribly sad show, but I'm talking about something that brings out the emotions in you, like, but then has a feel good at the end. Like that's what we want, right? We want resolution. Sometimes that's a good thing to do, a good practice every once in a while. Not all the time, but sometimes it's just a very, very fulfilling thing. I don't need these now. Okay, let's go back to the readings here. So Lyson, if you're still here, I got a card for you. All right, so we have Grow Your Truth, Black Snake. All right, talking of snakes. All right. Many moons ago, in a garden far away, Snake slid up to Eve and said, "You have a choice. While free will isn't evil, it is complex. It requires each of us to define our own moral center and know what we stand for. Without this knowledge, it's easy to steer off course or be misled by smooth talkers and slick ideas. We grow when we see through the rhetoric and acknowledge our own truth. Each true choice expands you until, as you outgrow who you used to be, your past begins to bind and itch." Black Snake slides in to remind you that growth requires release. Oh my God, we were just talking about this. She says, "Let go of what no longer serves so you can continue to expand into your truest self." I love that. So if there's anything that's been pent up, if you've been holding on to toxic people, relationships, ideas, negative depictions of yourself, negative self-talk, it's time to let that go so that you can fill yourself up with the good things, the ones that provide good for you, things that are going to light you up. If you hold on to all of those emotions or those things that maybe you've been holding on to for too long, that they become weight, right? They just weigh you down and they don't allow you to grow and to expand and to move forward. So I think, again, shadow work with this too is a huge big deal. So work with, you know, the things that you've been putting into the back of your mind, take them out one by one and just acknowledge them for what they are, deal with them how you see fit, and let them go. Sometimes I even say thank you to my shadow issues because it allowed me to learn a lesson. Now, that's not everything, and that's not everyone, and that's usually the littler lessons, right? But once we do that, we're able to move on and move past and to grow. Again, we don't want anything weighing us down. We want to feel light and feel free, and then that way we can expand into what we always needed and wanted to be. Christina, don't ever feel that no one needs you. And like what Rowan is saying, you need you. Now is your time. Um, Especially like your generation. Your generation was meant to feel like if you do anything for you, that's considered selfish, right? Look at everything that you've created and done. That's amazing. But now's the time for you where you can focus on things that make you happy and passionate. If you have a hobby, put some time into that. If you love to cook, cook away and then, spend some time with your family by providing them amazing meals and making memories over it. Do things that make you feel sexy, make you feel beautiful. There's so many different ways to appreciate you and who you are right now in this stage of your life. It's not, you don't need to live for other people. You can live for you and be who you are for yourself. And it's not selfish. Because again, look at all of what you have done and accomplished. So, and that's the takeaway for everybody. Like, make time for yourself. It's important. Absolutely. All right, Daniela. Let's see. Sorry, I made you wait by my tangents. This one wanted to come out. Ooh, delight and daring. Okay, let's see. So, asked about what your question was. Let's just see here. Did I pass it? Oh, 5. There we go. I was looking at the D. All right, so 5-lined Skink is an adrenaline junkie. The evil Knievel of the lizard world. This speed demon flashes his bright blue tail, baiting hawks and snakes. Catch me if you can. Skink trills, diving into a crevice. They know they're super fast, but that's not why he baits the big boys. His superpower is beyond speed. Skink can lose his tail and live, so he flicks it around like a bright blue flag and then scurries for the shadows, cackling as he goes. Skink reminds you to delight in daring, that to really live, you have to be willing to risk your tail. I can read, I swear. What I'm getting from this is there's a lot of passion. That I get from this with your question. So with you and your fiance, even though there's long distance, I think the message here is to continue to make that passion happen and delight in it, to have some fun. There's a way to, like that chase, right? To still be able to chase each other after all of this is going to be fantastic. Like, I think that this is also a message saying that, yes, there are some challenges and tribulations, but like you're willing to risk all of that for something amazing and passionate and wonderful. The fact that you're kind of like risking a lot in it, like, again, trials and tribulations, long distance is not fun. Trust me, I have been there. But there's ways to keep the spark. And I keep shaking the table, I'm sorry. There's ways to keep the spark, and there's ways to keep it going, that if you're just creative enough and willing to like take a little risk here and there. I'm not saying send nudes. I'm not saying do all the crazy things, but I'm saying that I think in the future, as of right now, there's ways to like keep the fire burning. And then once that long distance comes to no distance, there's ways to continue that passion as well. I don't see anything negative about this relationship or the future of it. I think that you guys have a lot of fun together, and I think that there's a lot of cheekiness in your guys' relationship with the way that this is playing out. Just be careful. Just make sure you're always communicating, or communicating how you feel, because again, there's a risk, and that risk is that long distance. So you want to make sure that you guys know exactly what you expect. Your expectations are laid out. If you guys are, for instance, I'm just saying, if you guys say that you have a open relationship, that needs to be well communicated, and like what constitutes an open relationship, and then what constitutes, etc., fill in the blank. So just be very open with your communication with each other, but know that there's ways of making it fun and making it feel like that connection is still there. But yeah, I see a lot of fun with you guys in the future and of right now. Like, I see there's a lot of like back and forth. We both freaky freaks. I love it. Okay, that's awesome. And hello, Sir Toodlemus. That's so cute. All right, what did I miss? Sharon, you want a card? Okay. Let's see what we got for Sharon. Sharon, Jesus. Brain. Let me tell you, having fibro and then getting COVID has amplified all of the symptoms of fibro, and it's driving me crazy. Like, So yeah, let's see. So we've got Sharon now, and then I will do Sir Toodlemus. Love it. Yeah, it's just been driving me crazy. So like, normally I have fatigue and I get tired sometimes, especially if I don't get sleep. I haven't slept like the last couple of nights. I've been going to bed so late because my insomnia is so bad. And then my dogs get me up early, and I try to be functional, but like I cannot do anything. It takes me forever to get moving. And then the memory and the brain fog has been driving me crazy. Like, I can't remember what I just did. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I have rice in the Instapot. Oh my God. So I'm trying to work through it, but like, thank you guys for being patient with the fact that like, I've already got messed up symptoms and now they're just worse. So I appreciate it. Oh, Daniela, I'm so glad. I'm glad. Anytime. And Sir Toodlemus, don't worry, it's totally fine. Like, I am so glad. I'm glad that you find delight in this. That's fantastic. All right, Sharon. I'm working on trying to go live more. I know I keep promising you guys that, but did not expect to be out for almost, 3 weeks. So, I really am going to work on getting live more and just doing readings all day. All right, Sharon. Ooh. We've got the fox. Shapeshift. I love this so much. This is giving me life. Okay. Red fox. There we go. Despite being a redhead, Fox understands the subtleties of camouflage. One moment she seems to be a small dog, the next a log, and then she'll move gracefully as a cat. In Asia, she's been seen wearing the face of a beautiful woman and sometimes of an old man. Fox is said to gain a tail as she masters her magic. A fox with 9 tails knows many things, including invisibility and the art of shape-shifting. Fox is a starlet turned spy, ready to stand out or blend in, and having the wisdom to know which is needed. Fox teaches that your exterior is an ever-changeable illusion. If she has appeared, see if it's time for a shift, or if perhaps someone is being shifty with you. Okay, so are you needing a change, Sharon? Like, are things kind of like, do you need to like zhush it up? I feel like that's very applicable to me at this moment, but are you feeling like things need to turn around, need to change, like you need a new phase? Because that's what I'm getting with this. Like figuring out like maybe a new situation or a new direction. That's what I want to say, direction. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lost. Things might not feel, certainly stable at the moment. So maybe like a new routine, a new switch up might be good. It's not saying like, I'm not getting like someone's being shifty on you. I'm not getting that vibe at all. I'm getting more of like something needs to change in order for you to like zhush it up, like mix it up. Feel a little bit more self-confident, feel like you got your stuff together, a new routine, whether that's like a new skincare product, maybe a new hairstyle, maybe it's time to update your wardrobe, something little to make you feel good. And again, we're talking about self-care, right? So things that make you feel amplifying yourself. I don't know if you're getting that, if that's making sense, but like that's what I'm picking up on is like there needs to be like a new change in routine to maybe reinvent something that maybe doesn't feel as good, or maybe that you need a little bit more of a self-image boost. I don't know, that's what I'm getting. Red hair is a warning label. You know what? I think my sister-in-law would agree with you. Yeah, Christina, I will have you after Sir Tittlemus, who is next. Absolutely. Yeah, she is too, and she's probably going to be upset that I'm calling her out. But yeah, she's a natural redhead, and like I love it. I'm so jealous of it because it's gorgeous. But yeah, she's feisty. She's sassy, and in the best way possible. She's my bestie. Absolutely adore her. So if you're out there watching right now, sis, I love you. Mwah. All right. Red. Hey, Luis! The universal sign of burns. Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Fire. Hey, Laura. Nice to see you. Yeah, doing all right. Okay, let's see what's going on for Sir Tittlemus. I'm getting a kick out of that name so much. It is fantastic. All right. This one wanted to come out. All right. Well, might as well read for this too. That one came out too. Okay. Human, remember forgetting and transcend yourself. Okay. And I just whipped through to human. All right. So someday when the animals gather to tell the tales of being, they will say, remember when humans went through that great forgetting? They forgot they were one of us. They forgot we are brothers and sisters. They forgot they too are of the earth. The animals will shake their heads and ruffle their feathers, remembering the rift and near catastrophic destruction the humans caused in the throes of their forgetting. Even now, humans know there is something missing, something lost. We live our lives with a nagging nostalgia, a longing for something we can't quite name. What is it that you are forgetting? You need to remember who you are. Remember who the F you are. Get back to grounding. Get back to how do I want to put this? So like, I feel like there's a lot of you focused on so many other things and maybe not necessarily on what you need to focus on. I think there might be a disconnect. And so this is like telling you, like, remember who you are. Like, you know who you want to be, who you are inside. You know what you want. So focus on the things that will get you to go that direction. All of this over here is a distraction, and you need to take some time to like move forward with what you are trying to achieve for yourself, not for everybody else. It's nice that you have a connection to all of this over here and that you're helping drive that forward, but you also need to remember to drive what you want and what you're passionate about forward as well. And then transcend yourself. We've got Andalusian horse. While it's well known that horse can carry your body, what's less known is that horse can transport your soul. In times past, if you wanted to visit your sister in the next village, you called on a horse. And when you wanted to visit your great-grandmother in the lands below, you also called on a horse. Horse is a companion and guide whose gift is the freedom to transcend physical incarnation. Whether your body needs to move through space or your soul needs to glide through time, horse beckons you to your journey. When you're not sure you can make it there alone, call on horse to carry you. Horse says it's time to transcend your current way of being. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm getting. Like, you need to come back to you. Yeah, see, okay, yeah. Come back to your center. Come back to what you want. It's okay to help people. I'm not saying forget about them and move on. What I'm saying is for you to actually take time out for you and focus on what you need to do in order to move forward, because you're stalling by doing all of this for everybody else. And it's okay to focus on yourself for a while. It's okay to put your plans into motion. If you're constantly doing things for other people, you are putting yourself in the back seat. And that's okay for a minute, but you also need to remember to put out boundaries. That no is a complete sentence. If somebody asks you, hey, can you do such and such for me? Can you watch such and such for me? Can you, take care of XYZ? It's okay for you to say, hey, I can't, I'm sorry. Or you can flat out say, no, I can't. No is a complete word or complete sentence. So it's okay to say no. It's okay to put up boundaries and take time to focus on your goals, your aspirations, what you want. Because if you're always doing for other people, it doesn't allow you that processing time. It doesn't allow you to just sit and think, okay, well, I only have 5 minutes now. I can't really do my own laundry. I can't really, take my own chores and get them done. If you're always doing for other people, you take a back seat. So, whilst it's admirable and commendable that you are helping other people, you are allowed, and it is okay to say, I got to take care of me right now. I got to focus on me. Because you know what? Most everybody else will tell you that they do the same thing. Most everybody else will be like, forget you, I'm doing me. And now that, not to say that that's what you should be doing, but I'm just saying it takes a kind-hearted and wonderful soul to always want to help and be there for other people. And that kind of kind-hearted soul can also be a pushover, and people can also take advantage. So boundaries are important. People-pleasing is not always the best solution to everything, especially, I'm a person that people pleases. I get called out on that all the time, and I'm working on it. But at the same time, like, I have boundaries. I'm really good at putting up boundaries now, and that has helped me progress and do what I want to do. I have to have boundaries with myself even, where I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't need to do all of this today. I can do that another day. Go rest, go lay down, go watch a show, whatever. So get back to you, ground yourself, be centered, and figure out your plans and your next step to follow your own direction and your own dreams. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Good, I'm glad. I am glad. All right. Thank you, Sharon. My goodness. Thank you so much. Rowan, that reminds me, the red hair burn situation. That reminds me of the mythos around women with blue hair. Like, you have blue hair when just as like a like the poisonous tree frogs and stuff like that. Like, don't mess with them. They're brightly colored for a reason. Like, you don't want to mess with the women with blue hair because they will bite your head off. Oh gosh. Happy birthday, Laura! Oh my god! Hey, IT guy! Yeah, they're really pretty. Oh my gosh, happy birthday, Laura. Okay, everybody in the chat, if you haven't wished happy birthday to Laura yet, wish happy birthday to Laura. Fantastic. Have a wonderful birthday. And you know what? You spend your life in pursuit of pleasure. That's fantastic, Christina. I mean, I think we all kind of wish we had that drive, right? Seeking pleasure. Healthy boundaries, absolutely. All right. Christina, let's get you a card here. Shuffling upside down. Make manifest a beaver. Look at how cute those guys are. Oh my goodness. Those guys are enigma. Like, they're aquatic, they have tails, they lay eggs, but they're a mammal. That's insane. Okay, beaver. Make manifest. Beaver doesn't just sit around thinking. He plans, then executes, carefully damming up waterways to construct the ponds and swamplands where he builds his island home. And that home is a marvel of modern engineering with an underwater entrance, snug, dry bedrooms, and plenty of storage for winter foodstuffs. Beaver knows how to fundamentally change landscapes, bringing water to barren areas. Water to barren areas. Enunciate tongue. Call on Beaver when you are ready for foundational change, whether remaking an inner landscaping or creating something new in the world at large. Beaver teaches us not only how to make manifest, moving from thought to reality, but how to plan for the future. Whatever you hope to accomplish, call on Beaver's medicine to help you go from idea to done. And weren't we just talking about this, Christina, where like you were wondering, what to do now? I feel like this is a call for you to really manifest that self-care for you and figure out what you want to do. You have experience. You know who you are, even though I feel like now you might feel a little lost. But I think this is a reminder, again, of who you are and where you have been. So now is the time for you to make it happen for yourself. So whatever you want to do, you have so if you know tarot, the magician card where he looks like this and he's holding up the wand to the sky, it's all about making things happen, manifesting. And this reminds me of that because it is you having the tools, the knowledge, the skill set, the ability to make whatever idea you have in your head a reality and bring it into the physical world. So don't doubt what you haven't done already, if that makes sense. If you want it, you got it. Ariana Grande. Like, you got this. So whatever ideas, whatever things that you want to bring into your life, you can bring it into fruition. You can make it happen. You have to just acknowledge that you know and that you can. Sometimes that's hard, and that self-doubt can be a strong thing, but I do feel that this is a reminder of you knowing that you can do what you want to do. And don't let age be a cutoff point for you at all. So, like, I know there's that mindset, like, especially, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm in my 30s. I'm about to be 35 this year. And I feel like there's certain things, like, that maybe a 35-year-old shouldn't technically be doing, or that they should be doing. Age is just a number. So if there's something, like, if you want to go skydiving, make it happen. You can do it as long as you pass the heart check. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that I think we can limit ourselves with just by thinking that we can't do it because of fill in the blank. But this is a reminder that whatever you want up here that you've been thinking about doing, that you've been wanting to bring into fruition, that you can. You just got to turn that negative switch off and know that whatever you want to pursue, you've got it. You're welcome, guys. I am so proud of this community that we are building together. We are very much a loving community, a very supportive community. This is a safe space. This is a space where there's no judgment. Everybody is aware of those rules. So, if you need that emotional support, we got you, boo. Joshua, hi, welcome. Oh, yay! I love the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. It's beautiful. So enjoy. Welcome, welcome. Mimosa! Hi, girl! Hey! Oh my gosh, haven't seen you. How are you? How you feeling? How have you been? You are welcome, Christina. We got you. You got this. And if you are feeling overwhelmed, this just came to me. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just take a step back and find one thing that you can do. So, like, I know for me, when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed and I can't take on the hugeness of a task. So, like, for instance, there's dishes in the sink. I need to vacuum. Laundry needs to be put away. Well, I know I can at least get maybe a couple dishes done, or I can put the dishes from the dishwasher that are clean in the cupboards. I can get that done. And once I do that, I take a self-check and see, okay, can I do a little bit more? Or is this enough? Do I need to take a break? So just take time out and do that self-check about where you are at mentally. Because sometimes, too, like, when things build up, it is overwhelming and you don't know where to start. If there, like, is a depressive episode that goes on, there is that overwhelming thing, like, I can't even get in the shower, I can't take care of myself, or, like, I can't get out of bed. So maybe you start with one thing, just one simple thing that you can do, because one thing getting done and accomplished, even if it's a super small, tiny thing, is so much better than nothing getting done, right? So if you can't do all of the tasks that are set out for you, just find one that you feel like you can reasonably complete. And then you can move on from there, self-check, and then figure out, okay, I got enough, in me to kind of maybe, declutter this area on the table. And then you take a self-check-in and see where you're at again. So then there's progress, and then there's movement, and you're not just stuck going, ah! So try that out, see if that works for you. It hopefully will make things a little bit less overwhelming, a little less daunting, and feeling like, tower is going to fall over on you. It helps me out. I usually find myself going further than normal. Like, there's times, like, especially with this past COVID issue, I'm being sick with COVID, I still had to eat. But then I would be like, I can't even, like, get up and get going. But you know what I could do? I could put a frozen burrito in the microwave. I could do that. And I could nourish myself that way. So there's little things like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Mimosa's been busy. Oh, God, how are you? Can we get some love for Mimosa in the chat? Because, like, oh my God, like, teachers need it. They need all of the love right now. They're doing the universe work, quote unquote. They're doing God's work. Hey, Queen of Cups, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, there's got to be so much chaos going on for the teachers right now. I just keep hearing horror stories. I have a lot of friends who are teachers, and my heart. The Lenormand, what do I think of it? I am still trying to learn it. I don't find myself gravitating toward it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just something else that, like, I have to, like, learn. You know what I mean? And so, like, I find it is not something that I want to go to, just because that, like, gifted child syndrome, where if you were in a gifted program when you were in elementary school, I don't know if you are picking up on what I'm putting down, but, like, ever since I was in that gifted child program, everything I do, I have to be good at the first try or near perfection in order to keep my interest in it. And so if I don't know exactly what I need to do at the first try, I get frustrated really easily, because then that whole, like, mentality clicks in, and I'm, like, fighting of it all the time. But back to the point, it's something that I still have to learn and that I enjoy, but with all this stuff that I've got, I gravitate toward this first before I go to the Lenormand. But I do like the cute Lenormand. That one, that's the only one I have, but I think it's really well done as far as how it explains things in the guidebook. So whenever I do pull it out, I'm like, okay, I can kind of, like, get to getting on this, and I can relate and know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's not something that I'm pulled toward all the time, strictly just because of that. I am trying to get more Lenormand decks on the channel. I haven't really gotten, like, specific requests for a deck. Just put more Lenormand on the channel. I know that there's one new release coming out, and I can't remember what it is, so I'm planning on taking a look at that one. I think it's released by US Game Systems. So yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's just something that I don't really know well enough to be like, oh yeah, I want to pull that off my shelf. You are welcome, Christina, anytime. Do I still sound like a chipmunk? Oh no! I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on my end. I can't help it. Like, my voice is deep too. No, US teachers are definitely not okay. Not at all. And, like, I don't know. Like, you're in the situation where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because it's like, all of the parents wanted all of the kids back in the classrooms. They don't like having to, take care of I get it. I get the parents, frustration with online learning and having to have them home if they were having to go back to work. But what I didn't like was the frustration that parents didn't want to help their children learn. Anyway, that's a different point. But now that they could go back to work, the pandemic is spreading and they're having to come home anyway. And when this first started coming back, when the kids started going back to school, initially, they were having to send the kids home to get tested and wait the amount of days just to send them right back. And it didn't make sense why the schools were open anyway for physical learning, because that was going to continually happen. And kids are just, bacteria waiting to be spread anyway. So it's just, it was inevitable. But now there are school districts that are out so many teachers because they're sick, or they have just quit because they're like, this ain't worth it. You already don't get paid enough. You already don't get the appreciation that you deserve. So now you're having to fight through a panini, and you're having to deal with parental issues and concerns, and you're having to deal with, a limited, far more limited school budget. And so now these school districts are asking parents to come into the building to play substitute teacher. It's insane. Like, you can't please these people. You cannot please anybody right now. And I feel your frustration so much. So yeah, teachers, you have always been the backbone of the society. You know what I mean? Teachers, nurses, all of that. And you're underappreciated and underpaid, and now it's even worse. So I do feel for you, and I don't have a solution, but just know that us who don't even have kids are frustrated for you and are trying to figure out solutions on the other side. Yeah, sometimes priorities are just getting out of bed. Absolutely. And that's all you need to do, one step at a time. If you are ever overwhelmed, it just is one step at a time, one thing at a time. Don't think about anything else that comes after. Just do that one thing. When I was, just to kind of give you insight as to how I kind of overcame. So when I was first trying to get diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and most of you who've been here for a while know that I have it, and blah, blah, blah. It's not something that I like to have as my identity. It's not something that I'm like, hi, my name is Natasha and I have fibromyalgia. But what it does, it helps me relate to other situations. So that's where I kind of put those shoes on and kind of help relay and relate. So when I was first trying to get diagnosed, I was seen by specialists, doctors all over, etc. This one doctor had me on so many different medications. I don't remember a good 6 months of my life. I was legitimately in bed the whole time. Like, I got out of bed to go to the bathroom. That was it. I don't remember because of the medications. So it finally took, like, my mom and my husband, like, shaking me, like, to wake me, like, figure it out, like a wake up call. And to, like, my mom actually, like, was my advocate for me at the time because I didn't know what to do. I had never experienced anything like this before. But it was just one step at a time after that. Like, first off, it was getting off all of the meds. Next, it was, just getting out of bed. Next, it was taking a shower. So it's just one thing at a time when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you feel like the weight of the world is just crushing on you. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is just to sit up in bed, just to make yourself aware, and then you can move forward from that. So if you guys are ever feeling in that place of just crushing weight, defeat, depression, that you don't have a desire to move forward, if you're ever feeling alone, that nobody understands, that you're in this all by yourself, I am there with you. I am in solidarity. I have been there. There are times where I'm still there. Mental health is a unfortunately, very not well talked about topic is still stigmatized. In fact, it's stigmatized a lot. Luckily, right now, there's been more open dialogue and more research going into it. But don't ever feel less than. Don't ever feel like you're the only one that goes through it, because everybody does. Everybody has some form of unseen pressure. Everybody has some form of weight and burden. Some people just move through it easier. Some people can handle it a little bit easier than others. Some people are better with medication. Some people choose to deal with it without. It's knowing that you aren't in it alone, and knowing that people understand, that helps bridge that gap. And knowing that other people experience it too helps you just be a little bit more okay with moving through it. So I just want to put that out there. Like, if you don't feel like you have anybody to relate to, know that I hear you, I see you, you are seen and valid, because listen. So this whole big long diatribe is to let you know that, like, these are the things that work for me. These are the experiences I have that work for me. So I'm not just blowing smoke up your bum. I have experienced it. So, there are still days where I'm like, no, I'm staying in bed. No, done. Can't do it. And there are days where I fight. Actually, every day I fight with my body to figure out what I need to do next. So you're seen, you're heard, you're valid. This is a safe space for that here. Woo! So sorry. Yeah, nursing is crazy. Ugh. I'm so sorry, guys. That's just... I feel like I go on these long rants all the time. But honestly, I feel compelled to go on these long rants. And if I'm compelled to it, you know how there's that saying that says spirit moves through you? Like, I feel like most of the time, I don't even remember half of the things that I do say on these lives. I just know that if I'm thinking it, it needs to be said. Somebody somewhere is going to need what I'm saying. And therefore, that's why it popped into my head. That's why there's this long rant. But I'm glad that I can be of some form of inspiration and motivation for you guys, or give you some tips and tricks. But yeah, this is not for me to be like, pity me, or, look at me, look at how far I've come. Absolutely not. Like, do not um, look at that in a negative, look at this in a negative way or whatever. This is just me, like I said, like, my experiences. I keep getting asked to make like a video about my fibro experience, but I feel like I keep talking about it in different ways through our lives that we do together, that I don't know if I want to just open that door up. It's kind of hard to like just sit down and be like, yeah, so this is what I've experienced, but like, and it's also like a really, really painful past like that has happened. But at the same time, if it's something that you guys feel would help, and maybe gain insight on, then that's a different situation. I would be more willing to do something like that. But like, I don't want to just talk about, the dark times just to talk about the dark times. Like, I would much rather be like, okay, yeah, this happened. but this is how we got through it. I don't know. It's up to you guys. But I feel like I do bring it up a lot. But it's one of those things that it's such a big part of my life, even though it is like in the background and it is like an invisible thing, that it will always come out in conversation just because it's the life that I live. And I am very happy to see that there are a lot more advocates. There are a lot more people doing the work to spread awareness for invisible diseases, and that includes mental health. So, there are a lot of disabilities that are not seen. There's brain injuries, there are, mental health issues, there are strokes, there are things that people look completely normal on the outside, but they are struggling on the inside. So it's very important that when we use social media, or we are using just our eyes out in public, or if we are shopping and we see somebody who looks fully able-bodied walking out of a handicap parking spot, that we aren't judging them, because you have no idea what they go through on a day-to-day basis or what they are suffering silently with. So if that's something that I can help bring awareness to, then I'm here for it. Yeah, tangent, sorry. You guys are so welcome. Why is there a red slash next to my comment? I don't know. Oh, that's sometimes the bots in the program in YouTube, if they see a certain word or they think that it automatically flags things. So I'm not flagging anything that in regards to that. The only thing that I would flag is hate speech or bullying, that sort of a thing. I honestly do not mind cursey words. I have no problem with it. What I do have a problem is if it's directed at another person, or any kind of hate speech or bullying like that. But YouTube will look at it and be like, oh, it is this word, and this word is evil or bad, and I will slash it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my audio, but thank you for being here. Yeah, hey Marcy, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I don't know what I did this time with my audio. I have no idea. It's been, apparently I've been sounding like a chipmunk, so I'm sorry. I swear, technology hates me. But yeah, does anybody else want a card? After I went through all of those long tangents, I'm so sorry. I feel like sometimes I talk just way too dang much. Yeah, Rowan's pretty awesome with the mod. And then, can everybody thank Rowan, please, in the chat? She's amazing. She is, she's a mod that's been here since day one. We appreciate and love her. Absolutely, Marcy. Okay, so let's do Marcy first because I saw her, and then Joshua. The Lollipop Guild. And then Luis. Okay, cool. All right. Marcy. Now I have that song stuck in my head, Louise. Okay. Marcy, discover your purpose, Earthworm. I love that. Swirls. Anybody else just have had Encanto songs replaying over and over in your head since you watched the movie? It is nonstop. And it's just like little pieces, too, of the songs. Like just one little verse or one little... You are a bad influence. Yeah, Encanto is the best movie that's come out in a long time, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I'm trying to not watch it so much, but I want to put it on 24/7. It's so good. Okay, so the Earthworm from Marcy. Life is straightforward when you know your purpose. While Earthworm may seem a simple creature, she knows her purpose well. She brings life. Earthworm wriggles through the soil, creating space for air and water, which is the lifeblood of dirt. Minerals wriggle through the earthworm's body, getting digested, so they are more available when the trees and plants come looking for a meal. Earthworm even regenerates herself, growing new sections when bits have been lopped off by a careless shovel. Regeneration is Earthworm's life purpose and daily work. What's your daily work? Earthworm reminds you that life is simpler when you connect your daily doings with your greater purpose. So, Marcy, if you are having struggles, like, again, we're getting this feeling of lostness or feeling of maybe that things have swayed or things can be a little overwhelming. I feel like, again, this is like just knowing each day you're waking up renewed. Just knowing that doing the things on the list that pushes you a little bit further is doing your purpose, is pushing you forward and moving you forward. So I think for you, it's not so much discovering your purpose, it's just reminding you that you are purpose, that you have it all along, that it's just breathing, that you waking up is purpose. It's not necessarily saying like you have to figure out, who you are and what you want. It's just knowing that you don't have to stress about that. Doing things that brings you joy, lighting you up, and checking off your daily tasks. That's your purpose. Like, it's fine to not, be aspiring to be this, well-known, famous surgeon. It's not that you have to be the next Beyonce or, Bill Gates. It's knowing that you do have a purpose and it's just being you. And, if you need to put a list together to help keep you motivated to do that, finding new ways to reinvigorate yourself. So, again, self-care, switching it up a little bit with maybe a new routine or a new outlook in general, really. So know that, you don't have to aspire to be anything but you. All right. Right, I think when it comes to the songs in Encanto, the reason why they get stuck in your head is because they're so good. Like, I don't find myself singing the songs from the movie Sing, because that was the first one that popped in my head. But you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why we have them stuck in our head. All right, we got Joshua. All right. Evolve into your next becoming. We got the Spring Peeper. Ooh, I don't know if I like the name of that. All right. Evolve into your next becoming. Big name, small frog. So small, in fact, you may think you don't know this critter at all. But if you cracked a window on an early spring evening, you've probably heard the peeper chorus chirping of metamorphosis and growing into their fullest potential. These wee frogs remind you to embrace your innate ability to evolve, especially when you think you've forgotten how. Peepers start life as tadpoles and grow legs, and that's just part of their magic. Peeper also has the backup plan for breathing. He can take in oxygen through his skin. What? Call on him when you've forgotten how to breathe and life feels impossible, or when you need to grow a new set of legs to carry you into your next becoming. So, I mean, I really don't have to elaborate more on this at all. I feel like it says it all here for you on this. Yeah, breathe keeps like popping out on me. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, like we've been talking about, like remember to breathe. But this is also a call to like expand and evolve for you, to switch things up, to change what needs to be changed, to grow and expand. And there is that sense of you know what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do in order to grow and expand. To serve you and serve yourself better, if that makes any sense. I'm very sorry that you were experiencing that. It's not fun. But the good news here is that you have options, right? I think that's the key to this whole card message, is that you do have options. And you know exactly what those options are. It's just allowing yourself to utilize them. So, for instance, if, you know, there's a lot coming at me at once, sorry. So if you're having, like, say, an anxiety attack because things are too much, there's options that you can do to get through that, right? So you can breathe. If you feel like you need to take a break, there's an option for you to take a break. There's ways to move through the trauma and move through the situation, and you know what works best for you. You can have all of these other people give you suggestions and help you, like, oh, just, relax, or, go take a bath, or, why don't you go take a walk? You know what calms you down, and you know what helps you. So it's you finding your way back to that. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Rowan, I agree. Yeah, you have the power to turn your tower moment into the star. That's beautiful. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I feel like you know what you have to do in this situation. There's always options. Unfortunately, those situations are very hard emotionally, and a lot of the times they can be very hard financially. But call on the ones that will support you and help you through it, whether it's just, if it's calling up your mom and being like, hey, can you just come over for a bit? Can you cook me a meal? Can you, whatever it is that helps you feel a little bit more stable and helps you move through it. There are people that want to help. There are people that don't know how to help unless you guide them. Because again, like, it's kind of like one of those situations where, like, a family member passes on and people are like, let me know if you need anything, but they don't really know how to help you. Like, they're there and they want to be there for you, but they need you to tell them how to be there for you, right? They can bring over all of the casserole dishes that they can fit in your fridge, But that's not exactly necessarily what you need, right? You may need more of like just somebody to be in the room with you. You may need somebody to watch your child while you go deal with all of that. There's a lot of different ways that you can facilitate your own needs. You just need to let people know, right? Hopefully that helps. Know that there are options, basically, is essentially, and then you're coming into a new phase. There's a new cycle that's coming after this. And there's growth and expansion. And, you know, I'm not saying that everything's going to work out in your favor, but you have to have hope that it does and that everything will work out just fine. Like, don't give up on everything. Don't sell yourself short, and don't fall into the despair, because that's where we get into trouble, right? So just know that there's a new phase coming, and what that means, I don't know, and I can't tell you the future, but I can tell you that you can move through it easier if you have people that you trust and want to support you, and you allow them the knowledge to help you through that. You're welcome, Marcy. Oh, I heard that the Atomic Habits book is pretty good. I saw somebody else reading that. Let me know what you think about it. Oh, support groups are great. All right, kids. We are almost at... Oh, we've got Luis. I'm sorry. I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget. The bad influence. All right, let's get a card for Luis, and then we're going to end it. I'm cutting everybody off. And then we'll do a little wrap up, see what we think about this. Okay. Well, not the whole deck, please. I would really love it if it's just one card that came out. Luis, you're not talking. Oh, as I say that. Love Fiercely, the Whooper Swan. I love the background in that. Whoop. All right. In the darkness of year's end, Swan flies north. North is where the spirits gather. So, in Irish, Slavic, and Germanic beliefs, Swan willingly carries with her the souls of the recently departed. She loves them as fiercely and tenderly as she loves her own mate, and so sees them all the way home. Some say that when she returns in spring, a wisp of those she carried clings to her, a mirror and a memory, making Swan feel like family, like kin, to those who have loved and lost. Perhaps that's why we sometimes see Swan rising from the lake, shape-shifting into the form of our beloved, demanding the sacrifices that only the fiercest love can fathom. Swan reminds us that when we love fiercely, our love is never truly lost. So, wow, that's really... That is beautiful. What I'm getting here, too, for you is, like... like, don't be sad for... So that saying, it's better to have loved and lost than not loved at all, right? That's kind of the message that I'm getting here. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you have expressed love and it hasn't come back. This is also a message of, like, keeping the memory alive. I don't know if any of this is making sense. Something feels fuzzy. It's almost like maybe you're afraid to put yourself out there again. Maybe afraid of getting hurt. Maybe afraid of that loss again. But the thing that keeps coming back is like it's better to have loved and lost than not loved at all. And I feel like you know more about that than, like, you know what I'm referring to is what I'm trying to say. Oh, we have Mimosa after Luis. Okay. Sorry, Rowan, I didn't see your... Yeah, she does deserve one. Yeah, I have no problem with the card shuffling at all. Sometimes the memory is all we need, right? I know that that is so, like, cliche and not comforting at all. But if you want to put yourself back out there again, that's your prerogative. I think that we all love and loss, right? But I know I'm smiling because I've just had this conversation. So all relationships have purpose. So there are people that come into your life for a specific reason and they stay. And then there are people that come into your life for a season. And when that season is over, the lesson that we learned or what we were supposed to take away from that person is learned, right? So just like we have friends that we had when we were in elementary school or when we were kids, we don't necessarily have them as friends as adults. Like, we grow, we move apart, we move on, and that they were friends for a season. But then we have that one friend that stuck with us through elementary, middle school, high school, college. You know, you guys never are apart for too long. You at least talk once a month. That relationship is solid. You guys know each other's dirt. They're there for a reason. So the same thing happens with romantic relationships. Sometimes people get lucky and they marry their first love, and then that love lasts and lasts. Then there are other people who go through different relationships because they were there for seasons. And the memory is great for most of the things, like the good times, because there are things that you learned and developed through those relationships that will take you and carry you on through your next one. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I don't know the advice that I would give you other than if you're ready to put yourself back out there, then now you have the knowledge and know-how of what you want out of said relationship and person, and therefore you can have a deeper relationship once you find that person. But to not, like, it's your prerogative and it's your choice if you don't want to go out and pursue that, but at the same time, don't shut yourself off because you are still focusing on what coulda, woulda, shoulda, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm overstepping and I don't want to overstep. Sometimes relationship questions, sometimes I feel like I'm seeing too much, like I'm tapping into too much, like I'm in between the relationship sometimes. Hopefully that made sense and resonated, Louise. Hopefully I didn't overstep my boundaries. All right, and last one, we've got Mimosa. Align your inner compass. Interesting. Common raven. I want a raven friend so bad. All right. Common raven. Deep in Raven's heart is an ancient secret, a memory as tattered as her feathers after... God, a memory as tattered as his feathers are after harrying hawks. Few alive remember that Raven used to be as white as freshly fallen snow. Having himself through the subtle shifting of transformation and rebirth, Raven knows that the world is often not quite what it seems. In the blink of an eye, light becomes shadow, and shadow lifts to light. And so Raven is not one for rules or morality. Raven knows that sometimes the only way to course correct is to step out of the boxes culture creates and align instead with your inner compass. What's the highest good? Asks the winged trickster. And what are you willing to sacrifice to bring it into the light? Well, now. I'm kind of speechless because it seems to be very relatable right now for you. How do I want to say? I think right now, especially in your line of work and how things are progressing, I think right now this is a reminder to stay true to who you are and how you teach. That it is hard, but to remember why you went into it, why you are doing it, can help you align back into your center, right? I just feel like this crushing weight, and I'm so sorry. You must be feeling very weighed down about everything. Because it's almost like I get the feeling like you wake up and you're like, is it even worth it? And so I feel like this card is a reminder that, like, it is worth it. It's just things have shifted and things will shift again. And it's just telling yourself what you need to do next, allowing yourself to make space for you to breathe it out and to really work through it. If this is something that you even want to continue in, right? Like, you have those questions to yourself. So remember that everything, regardless of whatever job it is, person it is, changes. There's cycles, there's phases, there's evolution. So maybe this is a time for you to ask yourself, how can I change things? How can I make things better for not only myself and make the job easier for myself, but how can I do that and still love my job and still love coming to work every day? I feel a lot of this is about figuring it out, like asking yourself the tough questions. Is this something that I can stick out? Is this something that I can help change for the better? Or is this something that I need to rethink? And only you truly know, because only you have that experience. Only you really know how to truly align with what you want. I don't know how beneficial this message is. But yeah, it's all about your inner compass. So what is your inner compass telling you? What direction is it trying to pull you? What is it trying to direct you towards or away from? And how can you find your truest north? And how much are you willing to sacrifice to find your truest north? And this is not me saying quit your job. Absolutely not. This is me saying, how can you make it better? How can you make your experience better for not only yourself, but for your kids that you teach too? Here's another thing that we all need to think about. If we don't like something that's institutional, or if we don't like something that's societal, we are part of the problem if we don't enact some form of change, right? So how can we expect anything better to happen if we don't put in the work as well? So maybe for Mimosa's purpose, if there's faculty meetings, if there's community meetings, show up. Bring notes, bring your experiences as to what is happening in your classroom, what you're experiencing from the parents, what you're experiencing from the students. At least try to reason, at least try to enact some sort of change. If we sit by the sidelines and don't do anything, we're contributing to the problem. We're kind of dead weight to that whole thing. So this is kind of like an all-over message, too, for everyone. It's not... If there's something that you want to enact as far as change goes in your community, within yourself, in your home environment, if we don't at least try and put forth the effort, that manifestation isn't going to come, right? So whether it's donating time, money, ideas, showing up to community events, showing up for yourself every day. The whole message here is to, in order for things to change and in order for you to manifest what you want, you have to put in the work. You have to show up, right? So back to Mimosa. What is your inner compass telling you? Where is it guiding you toward? Because that's the important part here. Because you can put yourself off into the sidelines and, think about everything that you could do to change it or enact or, make things better. But change starts one step at a time. I don't know if that makes any sense. I do not want to come across as preachy at all. But I feel like if it's something that is affecting you that much and that bad, I don't know what can be done, but at least change for you, at least try for you as far as what needs to be, changed, or I don't know. I'm not making any sense now. The words aren't coming out right of what I want to say, but hopefully that makes sense. But it is definitely encouraging, if you have kids in your school system, if you are seeing the effects of everything that's happening to your kid's teacher and, your kids as a student, it's not the most convenient thing for you to do to show up at school board meetings or community events, but, it could just be as simple as sending an email. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So, as much as we can laugh and make fun of the outbursts that certain people are making at meetings, we also need to get loud about certain things, because nothing gets done unless things are brought to attention. So this is, again, this is not me calling for like riots or anything like that. Please don't misunderstand. It's just simply, no one knows if they need to change or what they need to do unless they are told or unless they're made aware. So send an email, make a phone call, show your support for your school, for your teachers, for your kids. And if that's like, hey, I have an extra couple hours on a Friday, how can I help? Do you need Clorox wipes? Do you need, extra face masks? What can I do to donate my time? So, Mimosa, for you, I see you like writing down lists. What can be donated? What can be done? I see you writing and speaking with your principal, your other teachers, figuring out ways to maybe make your guys' lives a little bit easier. And if it's just venting with everybody, you might come up with something. I don't know. That's really all I got. But things are shifting. And again, remember the wheel in tarot where, it's a cycle. So when you're up, but then you can just come quickly back down again. So remember that if you're feeling in this low space, things can turn around for you just as quick. So things will turn around eventually. Things will cycle back up to being good. But it's how you experience that downtime. That's how you experience that not so fun time, that you learn and grow from it. So maybe there's something like a lotus flower that can blossom and come out of the ick that we're all experiencing. Maybe there's some good that can come out of it. I don't know. I'm literally a hopeless romantic when it comes to everything. Like, I want everything to be kumbaya and amazing and wonderful and everybody get together and work on things. I want to see the good in everything. But that's all I got for you, Mimosa. I am so sorry that you're dealing with this chaos, and that's exactly what it is, freaking chaos. But I think this is a call for us as a community, too, to figure out, okay, what can we do for our community? What can we do for our current schools? Even if we don't have kids, hey, what can we donate? What can we, do we need to come in and help, stack chairs? I don't know. We need to get better at connecting with our communities and building each other up. Oh my God, I sound so preachy tonight. I'm so sorry. There's a lot going on in the world, and I've got a lot of people to talk about it too. Raven is your spirit animal. Oh, you're so welcome. You guys are all welcome. Absolutely keep me posted. Rowan, would you like a card reading, hun? I will pull a card for Rowan. Rowan, like, she gets a freebie anytime. Know what I mean? Absolutely. And you guys know you can reach me. You have a better chance of reaching me on Instagram through the messaging. Just, if I don't recognize your screen name or anything, just throw me your name in the message. I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I know who you are now. Because some people have different Instagram names, the screen names, than their YouTube names. But yeah, let me know how this goes. Because, yeah, sometimes it just takes, like, rethinking things or thinking outside the box. Then just to make movement, make waves. I mean, I say this all the time, and I was just having this conversation with my mom about how I am so stinking proud of Gen Z. Like, they're just doing it. They're making waves. They don't give it. They're like, no, you are going to treat me this way. You are going to respect my boundaries. You are going to pay me this much. You are not going to be, doing all of this crazy corporate greed stuff. Like, they're on it. They are just, they don't care. They want to see the world be a better place. And I think that tenacity and that just drivenness is like what we need to see in the world right now. I'm just so overwhelmingly proud of these kids that are just, and I mean, they're not kids anymore, but like these young adults just pushing through and making waves and not caring who they've got to like piss off in order to like make change happen for the good. Like, they're on it. And it's very empowering because we see them doing it, and when they're like, okay, if these young adults can do it, we can enact some change. We can go and, sign petitions. We can go and vote. We can make sure we are, bringing our communities together in whatever way, shape, or form we can. We can spread love and kindness. Like, we've got this. It doesn't take, it's free. It is free to be a nice person and to be kind to somebody else and to just be a empathetic person. It costs nothing. And so when I see these people just putting their, souls on the line for causes that are greater than them, it's just so empowering. And I'm so proud just standing off in the sideline being like, yes, you've got this. Like, I know the future is in fantastic hands once I am off of this planet. Like, it's very empowering. So, there are petitions, make the petitions, sign the petitions. It doesn't cost anything to sign a petition. I do it all the time. I have those text alerts. I get alerts at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, text alerts of like, sign this petition. I'm like, all right. So, yeah. I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, Rowan. We're getting a card for Rowan. That flew out. Ooh. Key into wisdom, little owl. It's right here. I get so distracted. This memory thing is killing me. Like, I've already had issues with, like, okay, I just reread that one line. Now, wait, what did that say again? Like, when you're reading a recipe or reading instructions, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, wait, I forgot what I just read. And now it's like 10 times worse. I have to triple, like, quadruple check what I just read. So bad. Ooh, I have to tell you guys real fast too, like yesterday, if you have not heard of it, look up garlic confit. It's Confit. Holy cannoli, this changed my life. So it's basically like garlic olive oil. You can use any kind of oil, fat for it, but basically you get like 6 heads of garlic, peel them all, put them in like a casserole dish with some aromatic herbs. I chose rosemary. And then pour your oil in. And I use just olive oil and bake it for like 2 hours at 250 F. Phenomenal. The whole house still smells like garlic. I did it yesterday. You can spread it on toast. And the garlic is so soft that it just spreads over like butter. Oh my God. So good. And I boiled some noodles, some fettuccine, and I just tossed a little bit of that oil with the garlic in there. Oh my God. If you love garlic, do it. It is so worth it. Like, the most time consuming part is peeling the garlic. But it's so worth it. Like, I couldn't handle it. I was salivating when it was in the oven because I could just smell it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Anyway, off topic, but like highly recommend. But yeah, reading the recipe, I was like, wait, what do I do again? Wait, what was the temperature of the oven? All right, Rowan, key into wisdom, little owl. Little owl has been the companion of a goddess and the patron of a city, so don't let the word little fool you. The icon of wisdom sat on Athena's blind side, illuminating what even a goddess could not see. Athena, Greek goddess of wisdom, knew that being wise requires us to acknowledge our own weaknesses, to understand that even goddesses are not all-knowing. Blindness in and of itself is not a fault. Failure comes from refusing to call on those who will help you understand the whole. Little owl sees what you cannot. Call on her when you're ready to listen. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to resonate, but this is what I am getting and feeling. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Rowan, but this is the energy that I'm picking up on this. Be okay to ask for help. Sometimes we get so consumed with like our own independence, like, no, I've got this, I can move through this on my own, I can work through this on my own. But if you need help, it's okay to be vulnerable to ask for help. So I know that things can be dodgy, and I know that, you know, we all are going through some things. But for you specifically, it doesn't make you, and I know you know this, it doesn't make you less than to reach out for help. And even if it's just like, hey, can we just vibe? I know you know all of this, but I think that this is just a reminder that you don't have to be the one that carries it all alone, quietly. That it is not a weakness to be vulnerable. In fact, vulnerability is a sign of strength. It is literally the meaning of the strength card in tarot. Being vulnerable makes you human, and asking for help is a human thing to do. So it doesn't take away any of your strength to do that. But yeah, I mean, I know you know that. I know I don't have to tell you that. But I think for you, it's just a reminder that you have all of this knowledge, and you have all of this amazingness inside of you that, like, I think you just take yourself out of the equation. Like, you don't want to be that burden. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're like, you how do I want to word it? Oh my gosh, come out of my mouth. Like, you don't have to carry it all. You can allow some of it to be put on somebody else. It's okay. You don't have to do it all by yourself, is what I'm trying to say. And that there are people that want to help. I see. Yeah, so it's literally finding that person that you can just be like, "Hey, can you carry this for a minute?" That I think that being vulnerable, maybe you've been hurt too many times being vulnerable, that you're afraid to be vulnerable again. But you do need to be able to find that person that you can be like, okay, I just need you to carry this just for a minute. I just need to vent for a minute. I just need to ask for a minute. And be able to have that person be like, yeah, okay, got you. And so you're not going to find that person if you're not vulnerable, though. Yeah, you need to be okay with putting yourself first, though. Like, it doesn't always have to be about everybody else. Like, I mean, what I want to say is their need does not outweigh your need. So, therefore, it doesn't mean drop what you need and go for theirs first. It doesn't negate. That's the word I'm looking for. Bye, Joshua. Good luck. Good luck. We appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. Good luck with everything. Yeah, you got this. You can put yourself first. Absolutely. Absolutely she is. And then two, when we're all together here on the stream, like, if you need a boost, if you just need a pick-me-up, just ask. We got you. You know, if you need a little, like, hey, can I just get some love? Like, we are more than willing to just be like, we love you. Yes, queen. Like, we've got you. So, you know, if you feel like you just need a little break, we got you. You don't gotta say what it's for. You don't gotta tell us anything you don't want to tell us. But you know what? We've got your back. We will help you as much as we can. And if you just want us to tell you that we love you, we love you. Oh, jeez. I don't get why people are like that. Like, just mind your business. Mind your business. Do you. Like, I will never understand people who thrive on being horrible human beings or, like, causing chaos in other people's lives. I will never understand it. Well, you know, we're all sending good vibes. You've got this. We're sending good vibes to Mimosa. We're sending good vibes to Joshua. We're sending good vibes to everybody who was here. All good thoughts. Remember, whenever we do these lives, we are supportive, we are compassionate, and we are there for everybody. You know, sometimes I feel like when I do these readings that, like, I feel like I'm airing everybody's business out. But I feel like we have just such a supportive community that, like, it's not really airing dirty laundry. Yeah, we absolutely love you guys. Thanks. Okay, so on another note, I need y'all to, like, send me in Instagram, tag me in Instagram, hairstyle ideas that you would like to see on me. Because I need your help. I am ready to get rid of what I need to. I don't want to shave it. I would love to keep hair, but I need something new, something fresh. Let me know what you guys think I should go do, because there's a lot of dead ends, and as you can tell, like, I'm pulling out hair. It's falling out so much. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to, like, make sure that, like, everything is okay. But I'm ready to, like, chop some stuff off. So I need inspiration. I need you guys to help me out with that. So if you send me stuff, tag me and stuff, I would much appreciate it. I'm fine with doing crazy out there styles. I'm a hairdresser by trade. Like, I've done it all. So let me know. But yeah. Oh, I see, Rowan. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But it's people like you that make the change. And your selfless acts create ways for others and better opportunities for others. It brings light to the situation. Unfortunately, sometimes with detriment to our own, but, like, it's such a selfless thing that advocates do. It really is. And it's a thankless job. Chin length with layers. I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for cutting it all off. I actually took scissors to it the other night. I was, like, in my bathroom. Looked at it. It was, like, coming down here. And I was like, just chop it off. It's all dead anyway. I really was going to just take it all off. But then I was like, no, wait. Don't do the, spur of the moment, do it. You might hate yourself later. Hey, Starfam Freak. That's amazing, Rowan. We need more people like you in the world. The world would be a better place. I actually am about ready to go. We were closing up shop. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get on live more often. So if you haven't already, subscribe and find the YouTube community tab on my page. And I'll post when I'll be going live. And then we'll just chill out and do readings. But yeah, I'm going to have to go and take care of my dogs. They need to go to the bathroom. And I now have like 5 stray cats that come into the background, so, or the backyard for food now. So that's been fun. Lots of turf wars have been happening. So, and it's just about time for me to take care of that. So thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for just vibing and being amazing. And I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are fantastic. So yeah, I'm working on just coming on, more often and just doing just readings. We don't always have to look at a deck on our nights that aren't Wednesday and Saturday. And then, so yeah, if I just go spur of the moment live on a random day, we'll just be doing readings and chilling out. So thank you again for hanging out, and have a great rest of your night, day, whatever time zone you're in. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you'll never miss an upload from me. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.